Good morning, everyone. Well, the puppies just came in the house. They're finishing off breakfast. They've had breakfast down a couple of hours. They've been just kind of going and eating a little and then leaving it, and then going back a little later. I told my husband I wanted to get my video going. I haven't done much housework. I usually like to sweep the floors and dust a little before I do a video, but I kind of got that I don't want to do anything feeling today. Of course, I won't be able to do it. I will be up and doing. I'm just moving really slow. I haven't even made my bed yet. So that's usually when my day gets going, when I start moving. I get my bed made and get my video done, and then I can kind of work into the rest of whatever I have to do today. But I don't have a whole lot to do, and I think it's these allergies just have me feeling a little sluggish. I just like to go back to bed and snuggle with puppies. That's what I'd like to do. Look at you, got dirt all over your nose. I think we are definitely going to have some baths today and try to wash some of this stuff off. She seems to be doing good now, but her little eyes have been bothering her. And I haven't used the saline yet. I've been waiting to see if it was really something that they need, because they don't like it if you put stuff in their eyes, but I have it if they do need it, or we will do it. But I think they're doing pretty good, really. Chloe and Delilah, they're the ones that do that backward sneeze the most. And Chloe's been doing it the last couple of days, so I think that's kind of allergy related or triggered by her allergies. She hardly ever does it. Delilah does it often, but you kind of have to close the nostrils for a second or two and get them a chance to breathe through their mouth, and then that helps them to be able to stop that sneezing backwards. But they're doing good. Everybody's doing really well. We just have those high winds outside, which slow me down, and I don't think anything slows these guys down, but it does affect them a little bit. But they've been outside playing already this morning. We're a little warmer than we were a couple of days ago. Yesterday was warm. They played out a lot yesterday. And I don't know about today because it is cooler, but the sun is shining. It's just the wind is blowing so much. I think that they go in and out a lot. They don't stay out when the weather it's kind of like that. And you can see it's blowing the flowers and trees and everything out there pretty good. But they'll get to spend enough time outside. I can probably get some housework done. Dad's he's getting dressed and moving around in the other room, so he's probably going to go outside, and if he goes out, they're all going to want to go out. But they're doing all right. Just everything is just quiet and calm around here. I was reading through some of the comments, and somebody said they felt bad when Delilah snaps at Benny or Simon. And I was explaining not to feel bad about it because she's not being mean. It does look like she is sometimes because she puts them in order. They have to go by certain dog rules. They're Delilah's rules, but they're good for the pack. To me, it's a blessing to have a dog that is an alpha like her. She's never been mean to any of them, but she has been pretty, she has appeared to look aggressive. She never has had a fight with any of them, but she has bit them, and it's more like a pinch, a hard pinch that makes them squeal and makes them stop whatever it is they're doing. So It looks like sometimes she's just being mean, but she's not. And she is obsessive about her toys. Now that part I will say, she, she will. That's not about keeping order. That's just teaching them she's the boss and they're not touching her toys, which is still not a bad thing. It's all natural. Whenever you have multiple dogs, you need a pack leader. It's their nature to have a leader who sets the order and everybody else kind of submits to them. And if you don't have a pack leader, you probably have chaos in your dog pack, because that it's just a natural thing. If you kind of research it and read on it, it's a very good thing for there to be a pack leader. I believe that I have to be the pack leader, but to be fortunate enough to have a true alpha dog that's not being aggressive but being a teaching. It's her natural instinct to keep order in the pack, and I let her do it. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't like what she's doing and I'll get after her, but for the most part, that's why my dogs behave so well. It's because we have a natural pack leader in the dog pack. And all of the rest of them do submit to her. I've got Chloe would be the next alpha if Delilah's not here. In fact, when Delilah retires, Chloe will probably just move into the pack leader role. Candy, she's not really much of an alpha girl. She's pretty submissive. But Chloe, she would like to be the pack leader right now, but she, they naturally submit to the leader. Delilah was the pack leader when Chloe came, so she stays submitted to Delilah. But I got a feeling when Delilah leaves, boy, two very fast dogs just went running down our street. Big dogs, boy, they're running fast. I'm glad these guys were all in the house or they'd be going crazy. So don't feel bad. She's just never hurt any of them. And she's the first one right over there to lick them and kind of baby them if they're not feeling well or something was going on. She's an excellent little house mama and a pack leader. She's the boss, huh? She's just the boss. That's all there is. But out of all 7 dogs, it's her. And then, like I said, I think Chloe would make a pack leader. She's kind of got that alpha nature, but she submits to Delilah. So it's kind of hard to tell how good of a pack leader Chloe will be. I think she would be a good one. We'll just have to wait and see. After Delilah and Sheba have their next litter, I plan to retire them, and they have homes lined up, families lined up that are waiting for them, that have wanted them for a long time. But it's going to be really hard to let them go because they are my little house mamas. Sheba's an alpha girl, but she still submits to Delilah's lead too. So they're kind of partner in it, because Sheba's more and more of a bully girl. She doesn't like to submit, but she will. She's very good at it. They just have their own way. Nature has set that in them, so it works out well. So what's today, the 21st? I still have at least a week before I can ultrasound Candy, and then another week after that before I can ultrasound Delilah and get a confirmation on their pregnancies. Candy, I'm pretty sure she's shown enough signs of pregnancy. Delilah, I'm not so sure yet. They don't always show signs I mean, if they do, they they may pass so quickly that I miss it. But my other girls, they have morning sickness. They've had definite signs that help me. But Delilah, I'm just not seeing anything yet, and she may not show any signs. I may just wait until 28 days after the breeding, and we'll do an ultrasound, and then we'll know. And if we don't see babies, we'll do it again at 35 days, and then we'll know. Because if you can't see babies by then, they're not there. But I bet she's probably going to be pregnant. She just got bred at the very tail end of her cycle, so well, I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. And the sad part is if she's not pregnant, it'll be 9 months before she comes in heat again. That's almost a whole year. So she comes in heat once a year pretty much. So we'll just have to wait and see with her. But this one, we see babies, don't we, Mama? We see babies with her, and we saw babies with Chloe. So, and those two goofballs. Look at you two boys. Oh. They just play, them and Reba. All they know is play, 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 play. Play till you drop and then wake up and do it again. They have a lot of energy, a lot more than I do today. Dad, I think we need to do baths today and get all the pollen and grassy stuff off of them and let their collars come off for a little while. Sheba needs that collar off. I'll take all the girls' collars off when it's time for delivery. Sheba, what's your little head and your ears looking like that for? You got itchies? What's going on? Check them over all the time. I always check their ears, check their eyes. I think it's just her collar bugging her a little bit. But just like those two dogs just ran down the road, if these guys were outside, that would have thrown them into a wild frenzy. They'd be at the gate, out of control, barking. And last year, that did happen multiple times. And they were able, because there's so many of them all against the gate, they were able to pop it open. And when they did, they took off down through our neighborhood. And that was just awful. That happened multiple times, and it was caused by somebody else's dogs running loose every time. And we had to go round them up. And that's when I got the ID badges, so that they have a little QR code on them, and if somebody finds our dogs, they can scan the QR code and track to where the dog lives and who it belongs to. Last year, we had 5 of them that got out at one time, and it happened multiple times. The first time, Jeff wasn't here, and it happened. I was here, and I just happened to see it right when they took off down the street. So I came in, and I actually called the police. I knew to try to get 5 Boston Terriers on a crazy run was going to be really difficult. And I was really worried about how it might scare other people if they saw 5 of them charging at them in sheer excitement. That can be kind of scary for people who don't know the dogs. You know, it's a strange dog and it's a pack of them. So anyway, I called the police, and they came out, and they did help me round them all up and get them back home. And the dog that caused the whole commotion, that got mine all excited to where they were bouncing on the gate and everything till it opened, they had to get him too and talk to his owners about him running. He was a big old German Shepherd, And he also ran up here and about knocked my dad down when my dad was outside that day. So they did talk to the owners of that dog, but he has gotten out multiple times and done the same thing. My husband just reinforced our fence to where they can't make it bounce open. So I can't do a whole lot about the dogs that get out. It's just like mine when they got out that day. We weren't really at fault, but we were because our gate needed to be more secure. So it is now. Hopefully we don't deal with that this year, but that's why they're wearing their little collars and the little badges now. The last time that they got out, they actually didn't stay on our street. They went across that big field and the next field over and into a whole different neighborhood. And a lady had rounded up 5 of them and put them in her car and was headed to the animal shelter with them. They didn't have collars on. They didn't have anything for her to be able to figure out where they lived, so she was taking them to the animal shelter. But we were hunting for them, and again, my husband had called the police for help, and the police, I guess, had gotten a phone call from the lady and told my husband she was headed to the animal shelter with them. So my husband, fortunately, was able to get to the animal shelter before she got them out of her car. So they never were taken into anywhere, and he got them out of the car and put them in the truck and brought them back home. That's when you worked on the gate, wasn't it? That was the scariest time they got out. They were out the longest, and we had a lot of neighbors helping to hunt them, and nobody was seeing any sign of them. I think I found a couple of them that day. We have a railroad track way out back behind our house out there, and on the far end of the street, I saw one of them up on those railroad tracks. So I had to hike up there, and I found 2 of them in the woods. There's woods all around that railroad track, and that's what they were running through the woods. Sheba was one of them. I don't remember which one was running with Sheba that day, but that can be scary. So I recommend your microchip. At least the vet or even the police, I think, can scan those and get information. But I'm going to send the QR ID badge home with each puppy this time. And that's just a little extra precaution that makes it easier for just an individual to be able to return your dog if they do get out. I would rather have the QR code badge, a little tag that goes on the collar. I'd rather have that than the microchip, but the microchip can't fall off or be taken off. So the microchip is a backup. It's just that means your dog has been turned in somewhere for somebody to be able to scan that chip. But the QR badge, anybody with a smartphone can scan that and find out the information on the dog. So I put all the information in there I can. I put their name. I put what things about them. I think on all of mine I put Delilah. Delilah is a Boston Terrier, and she's very sweet. Chloe's very sweet. I did that with all of them except for Candy. Candy's I put in there. Candy is a Boston Terrier. Candy is very sweet, but Candy loves to run. So that they would know if they catch her, don't let go. Hold on to her, because she'll take off as soon as she gets her second wind.
What'd you do?
He didn't do nothing, Dad. He's just walking around. Benny and Simon are growing up. Their little bodies are changing right now. They're getting long in the torso and long in the legs. I told Benny, they both are just looking gorgeous. I think they're going to be beautiful adult little stud dogs. But Boston Terriers kind of grow in phases, and it's like the bodies are growing, but the heads are not. I told him the other day, I was like, your head needs to grow. If that body's going to keep growing, the head needs to start growing. But it will. It's usually the legs will grow, and then the torsos will grow, and then the head will grow. It's just right now they look a little ugly duckling to me because of the body's growing, but the head still have got that little tiny puppy shape. But their personalities are growing and popping too. So, and that's partly because Delilah keeps them lined out. Those two boys would be wild if Delilah wasn't correcting them. She corrects them a lot. Maybe she doesn't need to as much, but it will make them a much better behaved dog in the long run. So I welcome all her help. I can't see everything they're into, and half the time I don't know which one did it, but Delilah sees a lot more than I do. So she gets them. But anyway, I guess we're just all gonna lay around and be lazy for a while, and then they'll wake up and they'll want to go out. And I'll have to get around and get some housework done up and some chores done up and get ready for the weekend. You got plans for the weekend, Jeff?
Plan.
Yeah, he's been at the Atwood's Farm Supply getting him garden stuff. He wants to plant and get his garden going.
Yeah, I'm off Sunday.
You're off Sunday? That's what you think. I'm off on Sunday. I get a Sunday nap. Sunday's my only day off. What is wrong with you?
Jeff Day.
You have a Monday Jeff Day and a Tuesday Jeff Day, and you get more than a half a day every day outside doing what Jeff wants.
This Sunday's special.
Please, I'm telling you what, this Sunday you're probably going to have to go live in the doghouse. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's what he's trying to do. Yeah, Sunday is his birthday. Sunday, Jeff gets another year older. He's an old man. I am not. He is much older than me, and he will always be older than me because I don't get older.
Only 55.
In your dreams. Plus 10, plus 11. How old are you going to be? 66. That's not old. We're at the prime of our life right now, so we're enjoying it. Trust me, believe me, we really are in our prime because we couldn't keep up with all these dogs if we weren't. So, but I will admit, I can't keep up with them by myself. I was really grateful when Jeff was able to go ahead and retire, because it takes both of us to manage these dogs. I mean, we may be at our prime, but I'm telling you that they still are a lot to keep up with. So I wouldn't be able to have this many of them if it wasn't both of us working at it. Well, okay, you can probably have Sunday off since that's your birthday. I wasn't thinking. There goes my nap, huh? Yeah. Anyway, that'll be your birthday present then. So anyway, y'all wish Mr. Jeff a happy birthday. And I'm going to get off of here and let him rest for a while and get Candy out of my chair so I can post a video. And then, oh, look at Benny. See how long he's getting now? That's a good shot to show. That boy is just getting long. He's so pretty. He's such a pretty boy. Yes, you are, but that head is so small on that big body. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll be back. If not today, tomorrow for sure. So.